Welcome back to Miller's in Motion. My name is Ryan, my better half is Lauren, and together we moved in about a year ago to our Grand Design Solitude 390RK to live full-time and travel the country. So recently, one of the biggest questions we've gotten on Instagram and our social media has been, how did we get on the show RV Unplugged? So this week we're going to go over how we actually were able to compete on RV Unplugged. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing and to be notified whenever we come out with a new video. Hit that little bell icon. Let's dump some tanks and talk RV Unplugged. Well, I am on the right of something. I'm Ryan Miller of Miller's in Motion, and I am here at RV Unplugged to whoop everybody and win this thing. So I can already kind of hear the question, Ryan, why are you dumping takes and talking RV Unplugged? Well, I am getting ready to head to Agusta, Georgia with my dad. We have an annual master's trip that we're very, very lucky to take, and I'm trying to get the rig ready for Lauren, so that's why we're dumping tanks and doing this at the same time. Also, I need to get this footage shot so I can edit it, and you guys will see it on Saturday. Let it rip. Wow. All right, well, now that that's going, let's talk a little bit about RV Unplugged and the amazing experience that we had. So prior to filming, and not long, by about a week or so, was the Southwest RV Super Show in Dallas, Texas at Market Hall. Well, we were there hanging out with our friends from the dealership that we had worked with before, as well as our very, very close friends, Chris and Martha from Venturesome Couple. Through them, we were able to meet Todd and Tony from the NRVTA because they affiliated with them for some time, and Phil and Stacy from Today is Someday. Hung out with them for a little while, and then we kind of did our thing and took off. Chris and Martha, we hung out for a little while longer, and then not knowing what they were doing, knowing that they were tied up for 2 weeks, because we asked if they wanted to hang out, they actually went to film RV Unplugged when that wrapped up, and we came back to our kind of home base location with our rig and kind of went about life. We have been contemplating for some time, and this makes some sense in a later video, but we've been wondering if we should have possibly gotten a toy hauler. Just kind of how we are living in the RV and the horse shows and the things that we wish we had. A toy hauler is something that we are actually considering. We have been considering since that RV show. We've looked at them in Tampa and obviously in Dallas. So we were actually at our dealership looking at a Grand Design Momentum 397, otherwise the old changing lanes rig. We're sitting in that rig and my phone starts ringing, and it's Chris Peters, again, Chris from Venturesome Couple. Well, it rings about 3 or 4 times, and so finally I excuse myself from the rig, step outside, and he goes, hey, can you be in Athens, Texas tomorrow? And you heard me right, tomorrow. So keep in mind, he's calling me on, I believe it was a Saturday. You know, and then by now it's by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I tell him, I said, man, I don't know that I can make this work, but give me a few minutes and let me see what I can do. So Laura and I start talking about it, and we talk about how good of an opportunity it would be. Obviously, besides Chris and Martha and Phil and Stacy and the guys from the NRVTA, we didn't know anybody else that would be there. Now, Chris and Martha knew about this for a few months, I believe, or maybe a month. I'm not 100% sure, but we decide, you know, Lauren can't make it because she can't take off work that fast, but I'm a little more flexible. So we decide Lauren will actually go stay at my parents' house and commute down to her job, and I'll take the rig. So in about a matter of not very long, we decide, let's uproot, let's go boondock for 2 weeks, shooting a TV show, TV series, YouTube series, whatever we want to call it, RV Unplugged. And I'm not set up for boondocking, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into 100%. So it's kind of an is what it is thing. And so we decide to just go for it. So I immediately call Chris back. He puts me in touch with Tony. I call Tony. He goes, can you be here by noon the next day? And I'm like, man, it is 6 o'clock now. And I said, I will try my hardest, but I have to essentially get Lauren packed, any laundry done for her, get her out, get the rig ready to be boondocked, which doesn't take much because at the time it was not ready to boondock in. So essentially, we take her and we decide that the best thing for us to do is just commit, dive in head first, and try not to worry about it. So with a lot of faith, and Chris, I'm telling you right now, buddy, took a lot of faith. We decided to pack everything up. Lauren went to her parents' house, and the next morning by about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, I was headed to Athens, Texas. So were we absolutely crazy for doing something like that? Probably to a point, but ultimately We knew it would be hard. It would be difficult being away from each other, Lauren and I, for 2 weeks. And quite frankly, we've never boondocked before, so I had to learn on the fly. Luckily, we have really good friends in Chris and Martha that were literally giving me tips while I was driving down there. Consequently, he was giving me tips as he essentially proceeded to slit his gray tank wide open because he overflowed and he was trying to release water from inside of his rig. Accidentally, obviously. So if I was distracting in that, Chris, I am very sorry. But we got down there, and again, not a lot of the cast knew hardly anything besides be here and prepare for this. I knew even less. And my first introduction is literally pulling up, and keep in mind too, I couldn't just ditch work completely. So I'm trying to push out a financial proposal for one of the companies I'm working with, and I just book it down there, get down there, and I'm literally sitting, so they had a stage kind of along a grass like knoll thing, and I'm just sitting outside with my laptop because I'm still in transit mode and working on this financial proposal until I absolutely can't anymore. And my first real interaction with anybody there, besides Chris and Martha, who were dealing with a tank issue, was actually Mike and Susan. I pulled right behind their rig. And that was my introduction to RV Unplugged. And from there, we had an absolute blast. And I wouldn't trade the experience for anything on the planet at this point. So, is it right place, right time? Is it trying to live intentionally and put effort onto relationships? I'd like to think it's a little bit of all those things. But more importantly, I'm proud of Lauren and I for seizing that opportunity as it arose and committing to it and driving down there and going through it. And as you're starting to see through the show, it was so much fun, and especially the blue team, and it looks like the red team too. Obviously I was in the blue team camp, so Team Phil, if you're rooting for Team Red, you should convert. I guess that's the best way to say that. But as we went through the filming, I didn't realize how important those relationships we made with everybody there would actually be in our lives. And some of the greatest people on both sides, the guys that ran the show, the producers, you know, Todd and Tony, Phil and Stacy, I'm so appreciative for everybody just kind of accepting me, because I know I was the odd guy out pretty fast. All right, well, hopefully that answers everybody's question as far as how we got on the show. If you're interested in being on season 2, by the way, yes, there's season 2. There's even a rumor going around that they're talking about season 3 already. But if you have any interest on being on season 2, there's a way for you to get in. If you come to the rally May 4th to the 7th in Athens, Texas, there's going to be a series of challenges and contests and games and all kinds of stuff that the people that are responsible for casting will be there. So you never know. I know that they're hoping to find somebody from the rally, so hopefully it's you. So come hang out with us. It's us, Irene Iron Travels, Grateful Glamper, Our Everyday Getaway, Venturesome Couple, RV Blogger, New State Nomads, again, us, Millers in Motion, and Let's Turn It Up World. Who could forget Tanya? Love that girl. Come hang out with us. It's going to be a blast. I know ticket sales are going to be ending soon because we have to cut it off so that we can solidify catering and everything else. Meals are included. It's going to be a blast. You're not going to want to miss that. In the meantime, I'm going to finish getting the rig buttoned up for Lauren for while I'm off to the Masters with my dad. I don't know that there's going to be a video from the Masters, but we'll see, because I can't take my phone or anything inside. But thank you so much for being here, and as always, we appreciate you. Again, please consider subscribing. It greatly helps out our channel and the growth and helps us get in front of more people. So if you have any questions about RV Unplugged, please leave them in the comments below. We would love to answer them, maybe in a full video just like this. See you guys next weekend. Bye, Mom.
See, that's the thing. I don't really want the red team to know, but we have a really solid plan.
Absolutely.
Oh, and it's going to just absolutely shock them once they Ben! Stick!
But hey guys.